How many here have been stuck in traffic and seen somebody go into complete road rage because somebody cut them off and they start honking their horn, they start throwing their hands in the air? Or when have you seen yourself do that? It's easy to identify who has a little bit more stress on the road or simply in life. Hello, everyone. My name is Victor, and for my speech class, I'm going to be talking about America's largest problem, stress. Stress is in our entire society, it's ingrained. Everybody has stress, whether it's a minor or an older person. All the aspects of life come in and create this emotion. How do we deal with it? We live with it, we learn to meditate with it, and we learn to know what the main factors are that are causing it, and we try to avoid it, and we try to work around it. It's the best solution. Now, what are the main things that stress affects? I agree with what most experts say is simply two things: your body and your mind. According to the APA CEO Norman Anderson, PhD, quote, regardless of the economic climate, money and finances have remained the top stressors since our survey began in 2007. And this is where I want to begin on saying how money is one of the creators of most of the stress we live in our society. Money has been proven in many occasions to be what causes bad relationships, unhappiness in the life, and debt for many individuals and families. Another another statement from CEO Norman Anderson, PhD, is, quote, this year's 2018 surveys show that stress related to financial issues could cause a significant impact to Americans' health and well-being, unquote. This is a simple statement that is very impactful, meaning that too much stress from money problems can eventually lead to bad health. Now, stress in most cases, I like to say, and how most experts agree, is that it begins in the mind. You can imagine a student that just got out of college and is buried in student loan debt. After a few months of not finding a job, which is the occasion for a lot of these students, is their mind begins to kick in on how they're going to pay for their stuff, how are they going to pay for their current stuff, their current stuff, their loans, and their simple lifestyle of how they want to live. This begins to kick in the mind and create a pressure. This pressure eventually turns into stress, and you'll see students running out to the first job that they can get, creating an unhappiness on the long run, creating more stress and more unhealthy well-being. Now, I'd like to quote something from an article that I read. According to Lou Fan, who is an assistant professor at the University of Missouri, quote, a majority of the borrowers, 55% of them, reported being worried about how their student loans are going to get paid. Out of those, 30% of the borrowers said they have never received any education on how they're going to pay those loans in the long run, unquote. That is simple evidence on one of these problems that we're having in my generation, where it's difficult for them to understand how they're going to pay for something if they were never explained. In a simple term, you give a 18-year-old the cars to a Corvette, he doesn't know the responsibility that comes with it. Lou Fan also stated, quote, better educational resources created for specific audiences, including parents, young adults, women, and entire households, have experienced a drop in the expense from borrowing money and eventually leads to more educated borrowers, unquote. Now, as a solution for this stress, relation with the money is very, very complex, and I'll try to keep it as well stated as I can. The proposed solution is to having a balanced lifestyle. Get a job that you like. Live under your means. Don't go out and be extravagant. Self-educate yourself. Exercise. Eat well. Surround yourself with friends and family and positive attitudes. Now, the solution sounds a little bit too easy, but it's pretty much that simple. This is what the experts are recommending. You surround yourself with positive things, both body and mind. Now, according to APA PhD Linda Gallup, she's a professor in psychology at the University of San Diego, California. Quote, emotional support is an important resource that helps manage stress and protects against health problems. Simply what I stated before, being around people that you love, being around people that are positive will impact positively on your health on the long run. A perfect way to deal with stress. According to financial expert Kat Tretton, quote, when people are drowning in debt, they often get overwhelmed and they are frozen with inaction, unquote. So simply, people who are in debt get this stress where they eventually don't even react to the problem. And it's seen a lot. Again, stress is a problem that's ingrained in our society. Over 95% of our population over the age of 18 is constantly dealing with stress. And again, most of this stress is caused by the main factor, which is money. The best solution recommended for this is, again, living a well-balanced life. Don't live over your means. Meditate, hang out with people you enjoy being with. Because many families have been destroyed, individuals have been destroyed from the lack of or abundance of money. Because at the end, their life becomes stressful. Even if you have it, your life becomes stressful. If you don't have it, your life becomes stressful. So we have to learn how to deal with it by surrounding positive things around us. As a tip I can give you guys or recommend is simply the best way to eliminate this stress is by going out, exercising, self-educating yourself on being aware how money works around you. Because if stress is being caused by money, fix your money problems. If stress is being caused by illness, try to work on your illness. Try to be positive around it. If your stress is working over a job, try to find a way out of that job. Try to maintain and be positive. And that's how I want to end it. Thank you guys.